Throw Gang, we are joined by the Fleece Farrer, Lawrence Schlossman, and myself.
Go Shiesty.
Goo Shiesty.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Instead of Poo
Shiesty, it's goo.
Yeah, for cum.
I mean, it is like, when would you ever use that feature? Because it looks sick.
We'll talk about it in the fit check, but I think when I'm going to, I don't know, destroy opposing fans of my most op soccer team.
Okay.
Who do the New York Red Bulls hate the most?
Ask Wealthy, dude. I don't know. They have a.
They still got the Red Bulls? Is that the most successful spawn con of all time?
Well, isn't that fucking not just footy, but also F1 Team Red Bull?
Yo, glory hole. How's this look?
You have the built-in glory. You look like a fucking
like a glory hole.
You look like some fucking Guillermo del Toro creation, dude. Some fucking yes, exactly, dude. What is that fucking Pan's Labyrinth, dude?
I've seen movies.
Jim's Labyrinth.
Would you ever fuck a fish?
No, that's The Shape of Water.
Yeah, Oscar-winning film. Welcome to the weekly Running the Boys, with today's full episode only available on
www.throwingfits.com.
Before we get into a full Chi-Town recap, upstate New York treats and lifestyles, and watching old guys fully drop trout at the urinal, let's get into a fit check.
Do you want to start since we already kind of spoiled your top?
Sure. On the feet are our Legace Camion Mules. The socks are that random brand from Amazon. The pants are new season from Colbo. This soft pinstripe on the brown trowel. My goodness, I got the matching shirt too, but of course I'm not going to go matchy.
So that was my question. Is there any scenario where you go full fucking romp him set?
Maybe like maybe like
a suit.
That'd be weird. No, match the pants to the shirt.
When I look at it in the lookbook, where it's like this idea, we've talked about it a lot, this like casual suit, the fabrics match, it's high end.
But
like,
it's a shirt.
No, I know. But when I look at a professional hot person doing it, I'm like, oh, sick. Like a little suit swerve. And then if like I put it on, I feel like I'm in like a Chubby's ad. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the lookbook, I think they have it. And the lookbook is what sold me on the pinstripe. I've been wanting to get like a pinstripe pair of pants. I have a pair from old Trebien private label that I think I sold at the bazaar because they no longer fit me anymore. Or no, maybe it was common Sweden.
But it tells all this time the waist does no longer.
It was more the fit. It was like a very tapered leg because this is from like 2014, 2015. But Colbo, as always, the fucking drape lords.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is from their new season, the soft pinstripe. I didn't really see the pinstripe I didn't see the vision until I saw the lookbook. And I think like that's an example when styling does convince you, but you can't copy it because you're not a fucking professional hot person.
No. Are they on the brand of the year fitties list? Because like, or are we doing like, are we going to add like, what would we say, like up and comer or like next up?
I don't know.
Because honestly, like I still have to do I got to do my swing by, my pop in and like, pick up some treats for fall. But it's like an embarrassment of riches. That's what I told Tal and Aldar. I'm like, there's too much good shit to choose from.
Yeah.
It's bangers front to back and all unisex, right? Well, besides maybe some stuff.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, these pants are fucking perfect. Shout out those guys for and new and improved and 2 back pockets.
Finally, dude. Yeah, they just a crucial piece of engineering that we both were like, well, how about we throw maybe one back pocket? Maybe just one.
No,
because there was none on
there. None. The front pockets are the perfect depth, though. I will say that.
Well, because you need to put everything in them because there's no other option.
Half as many pockets.
Yeah.
But shout out Colbo for another killer season. And yeah, these pants are fucking gassioli.
Colbo
quite often
gets mentioned every week for good reason. Not just because they're our friends and their neighbors, but like that private label like is some of the best in terms of stores with brands, some of the best in the world.
Right. What's interesting is like I know this because I may or may not have a story coming out on private labels maybe next year.
Jimmy. How was the Orly reception? See, people were stoked.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm fucking super happy that how it came out, and I know that the Orly team was really pleased with it.
So you got good feedback. I
think so.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Doug texted me screenshots from the Discord.
Oh, I know, because then he texted me as well. He goes, yo, congrats on the story. And I thought that because he changed his number, he thought he was texting me thinking it was you. Because I'm like, yeah, dude, James did an awesome job. But you don't need to. I don't get any credit for this, and I shouldn't get any credit. I didn't do it. Like,
I really wonder.
But then he's like, yeah, I sent him a million screenshots. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
He sent me 4.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah.
I'm wondering, and maybe this is feedback I'd be curious to hear and scared to hear back, is like, because I wrote like, 3 or 4 paragraphs up top, and I'm like, yo, you're obviously clicking in for the Oral E interview. Well, who am I to like insert myself and tell you what I think of Oral E?
But it's context.
Yeah, but I mean, that's when I was just like, yo, I feel like it's one of those recipes where you're like, where's the link? Just jump to recipe.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a small child growing up in southern New England and father would watch the geese migrate, I always knew that fucking roasted squash was always the one for me.
Well, food people are so romantic that, like, you're right. That's like they're the worst offenders because it's so much bullshit up top.
Yeah.
Before we can just get into the literal meat and potatoes of how to make something delicious.
Right. But what I was saying is that Tall told me that, and I think why the private label is so dialed for Kobo specifically, and why it kind of fits into the Kobo like world, is because it was always part of the concept.
Yes.
The retail aspect, the programming aspect, the private label, kind of everything about it was all part of like the genesis. It didn't come after.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like in utero while everything else was kind of already baking.
He treated it like RZA treated the Wu-Tang. There was a 5-year plan out the gate, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And Yams and
right. Who I think Yams even says, and we might have talked to Ferg about this, where it's all like literally all goes back to the RZA, where it's like, here's the blueprint. Trust me, I want to make this work. Here's my question for you. Obviously, your interview was great. Obviously, everyone enjoyed it. Part of me is a little worried where it's like, because of the magically shrinking attention span that everybody has these days, is it a point where like people would rather consume that than like a long form pod?
Well,
because then I'm worried. I mean, we could do both, but it's like, damn, are we going to make ourselves obsolete?
No. Is radio going to get rid of the written word? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, does radio even exist anymore?
You don't listen to baseball on the radio? That's what podcasting is. Radio.
Wait, you were listening to the World Series on the radio?
No, I didn't get to watch.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Your question, I think, is moot. Like it's apples and oranges, and I think that
I hope so.
These interviews are going to only be with people who, whether it's like for geographical or linguistic, and I wanted to write a little like disclaimer, like, hey, like, hoping to do this with other folks, like, or temporal, where it's like they don't have the time, or they're in a fucking place 14 hours, ahead. Or we're not gonna. No, what do you? Why would you even bring that up, bro?
Or in temporal, cover something that's happening in the moment where we can't wait to then book a pod and review something that, like the Kith Orally thing. You got the quote, and that's like fairly of the moment, even if it's.
Well, the other thing I would say is that like
already on the pod.
The other thing I would say, and we were talking about this when I was like, hey, how do we position this? Is this like voicey, or is it kind of just straightforward and serious? And I think that Throwing Fits has the breadth and capacity to like do more quote unquote serious shit versus just like having fun conversations. And we should do that, with the right partner, and when the match calls for that.
So all this stuff, I should not be worried about anything becoming.
Did you really read that and you're like, oh, am I going to be out of a job soon?
No, but there's
why we can have to work?
Because like you and I can sit down and be like, this is all complimentary stuff, but I don't know if there's a certain subscriber that's like, this is supplementary. Give me this instead.
Okay, well, guess what? Whether you wanted the pod or the interview, you subscribed.
Can't be everything to everyone. That's all. Anyway, great job.
Love it or hate it, you watched or read or listened.
That's the bowling guy, right? Love me or hate me, you watched.
Exactly. Okay, so Kobo pants.
Yeah.
The white tee underneath is Hanes. Yo, I've always been a Hanes guy, but I feel like that was always kind of just like the like white tee answer. But recently, I feel like a lot of people have been shouting on Hanes as their preferred white tee. So I went and revisited it and wore one over the weekend. Mainly as an undershirt, mainly under knits and sweaters on my cozy upstate shit. I'm back on board. Shout out Hanes. Also Hanes boxers. The hoodie is Umbro.
What size Hanes did you buy?
Large.
Okay. Because that's my pleaser of choice. I talk about Hanes nearly. I'm not wearing one today, but nearly every week on the pod because Hanes it's a standby.
Gucci Hanes.
Yeah.
The hoodie is Umbro X Slam Jam. It has the built-in shiesty for when I'm fucking
goose shiesty.
When I'm goose shiesting.
More like poosh. Well, I guess because Pooh
his name is
like Winnie the Pooh. So it's like the joke is a written joke, not a joke that could work out loud.
Okay.
Poop shiesty.
The hat is Yankees. We got him right where we want him, Lawrence. Down two, backs against the wall.
You're talking to obviously a pinstripe fucking hater. I am loving this, dude. But back home.
Man from North Jersey who likes the Red Sox.
Yo,
fucking thunk it.
I know you'll probably not watch this, and we don't need to talk about this a lot, but since we are talking baseball, the comeback 2004 Red Sox 3-part doc on Netflix. Absolutely incredible. Mainly the fit that David Ortiz decided to pull up for his talking head interview. Obviously, Big Papi is a legend, I think, and all people can be fans of Big Papi, right? Like, you don't begrudge Big Papi now.
No, I think Big Papi, Manny, and even Pedro have I've done a full 180 on. I love him now.
Manny, not in the doc, not that surprising. Nomar, because he got butt fucked, not in the doc. Pedro and Papi are just spitting. But
is Johnny Damon in the doc?
Johnny Damon is, and dude,
how drunk is he?
Well, they talk a lot about how that team partied and drank before games and even celebrated after games, which is interesting. Obviously, they were the idiots in the Cowboys. People know this. Damon has a top knot and looks so stupid, but the David Ortiz sartorial maneuver that is awesome is he has a Givenchy visor that is worn backwards and upside down, and it is so Dominican and so sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You ever see Johnny Damon on Below Deck?
He was a guest?
Yeah.
Who did he bring?
His homies and his wife at the time. I don't know if they're still together. They got obscenely drunk to the point where it was kind of hard to watch.
How'd they tip?
I don't remember, but Johnny Depp is falling over.
Damon.
Probably Johnny Depp too. Johnny Damon's
that's the Pirates of the Caribbean plot.
Johnny Damon's falling over. His wife is screeching and screaming and being a fucking nightmare. His guests are not just being really inappropriate with the stews, with the interior,
the sexy stews.
Yeah, shout out Austin Powers. But
he sucks. He's a bozo. I mean, did you like him when it became a Yankee?
I think so. But I think his post career alcoholism is kind of a tough watch. So I'm just wondering. Really? Yeah, and I think it's pretty well documented. He's been in has DUIs and shit. And I'm just wondering if he came across in the in this fucking doc.
But he talks a lot about the drinking that they did do, so I think he's just a party animal.
Bro, he's reliving his glory days.
Yeah. Okay, so Yankee hat
vintage from Fantasy Explosion
with the giant logo.
Yeah, from Fantasy Explosion. This is the fucking Dave Dinkins, not the Nelson Mandela era, but I think David Dinkins era.
Oh, that's an all-time zoo. Just Mandela in the fucking fitted.
Yep,
or probably snapback.
Yep, not wearing a Dodgers hat.
Shohei hurt though. Are you bummed about that?
He's back.
What was the injury?
Just a slight dislocation of his shoulder.
Oh, your mom must be fucking eating this up, dude.
What?
Because she's a big show. Because she's a Dodgers fan.
He's playing tonight.
But she must be eating up the fact that they're fucking putting that work in, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go watch Game 3 with them tonight. Sick. But we got him right where we like him, backs against the wall. Ortega,
like Mike Jeffries.
Yeah. Our Legace.
No, front against the wall.
Our Legace, Diet Pepsi, Nalgene full of Lori Sid's finest. Lawrence, what are you wearing?
I am wearing loafers by the row. The socks are Manresa. The jeans are vintage Levi's 501s.
Did you, because we were in Chicago pod with Leo Gamboa, the head of collaborations, or he has some crazy title at Levi's. It's 9 words. Are you more back on 501s than ever after he kind of gave them their, not they're overdue, but everyone loves 501s, but he's kind of 501s is the perfect cut. I always and will be.
I never wavered. I obviously have silver tabs. I do enjoy them. I mainly wear 501s, and the thing that I didn't realize is that there's a lot of men that actually take care of their bodies that they can't do 501s because of their thighs, so they wear 505s. For me, I obviously don't have that problem, so I've been basically. My vintage Levi's rotation is mainly all 501s. So I've been there.
Yeah. It gave me a newfound appreciation. And I was going through my leftover shit that I didn't sell at the Fantasy Explosion Closet sale weekend or two ago. And I had some 501s that I was like, you know what? I'm fucking keeping these.
Yeah.
Everything else go on the curb.
The big brain, and obviously the Leo pod will be out Friday. Everyone can listen. That's the guest ep this week. Him talking about sizing up in 501s. I found out later that night. He's yeah, I buy 501s in a size 40 waist.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what? And he's yeah, to get the. I'm like, that's too big. I feel but I hadn't thought about because you size up.
It depends because I have a pair that's the tag says 36, but now they've been washed to the point where now they fit a 32.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with vintage sizing. You can't go by what is listed on the patch. Obviously, a good seller will have measurements. All right, here's the thing that is embarrassing. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. You know the Seinfeld episode where Jerry changes his waist size? He scratch. No. It's he scratches off the waist size on his 501s and writes in. I think the whole thing is him being when he became a 34, as if a 34 is bad or something. We're not here to fat shame. What I do though on every vintage pair, because Some of these are 36 waist, 38 waist, nothing against those guys. I just ripped that back patch off.
What?
Like literally there's no patch on any of them because I just don't want anyone pocket watching my waist size, dude.
You think someone's going to look at you and be like, oh, look at that size 38 guy walking down the street?
I don't know, dude. I don't know if people are thinking about me already or talking about me
I
behind
know
my
what people
back.
think about you, trust me.
And
It's all true, Lawrence.
And this guy, that man's got a big old waist. I'm a wide guy.
Everything you think people are saying about you, they're saying it.
Everything you ever heard about me is true and legendary. Okay, the t-shirt is a vintage Fleetwood Mac t-shirt. The fleece is the new Small Talk Studios fleece. Fantastic.
Which
piece.
the way you're wearing it. Do you mind standing up a little bit?
Yeah, I'm cinched, and I got the little.
The way you cinched it and the way that you have the drawstrings hanging, you have two little fucking nuts.
I told you, I got 4 little fucking nuts.
You got
now.
2 external nuts beating against your internal nuts.
I love
You have a little phallic moment, whether it's the belt, the belt dick dangle,
sure,
or these little beaded nuts, clacking.
But in terms of like actual practical styling, I don't know about you, but with my fleeces, a lot of them are it's an elastic waist, and I like that idea of like flipping it up and scrunching it and like cropping it. You know what I'm saying? And this has the ties, so you can easily do it. Like, you know, with the rear shit, isn't the rear fleece? It's elastic at the waist.
It's pretty
so
cinched.
You can flop it in.
It's pretty cinched.
Flopped up. It's up and out.
Yeah,
make it
flopped
flouncy.
up, not flopped.
Anyway, the hat is some new merch I picked up in the Catskills from Pika Moose.
Ooh,
one of
authentic.
The amazing, delicious meals I had. I believe it's like a lodge. You can stay there.
Good chicken tenders.
No, no. Come on, bro.
What do you get?
We're getting fucking. Oh, dude. All right. Do you like beets?
I love beets.
Okay, I don't like beets at all, or they're fine, but I don't. They have a beet tartare that was like revelatory and makes me think that maybe I am a beets guy.
Wow.
Yeah. We got charred octopus.
What was it like going back to 2014 Williamsburg?
Were beets a big thing?
Yeah. I'll just fuck with you.
No, I don't know.
We're going to talk about our time upstate.
Okay.
You're within, you're like, yo, we're the same town. I was like, bro, we're 40 minutes from each other.
And also the town that my friends moved to, unfortunately, is called, they named it Big Indian.
Mm-hmm.
They got to change that, right?
They got all the merch already in play, you know. They can't reprint all that shit.
Yo, the hottest indigenous rapper, Big Indian, dude. Rolling on the wrist, wedding ring on the finger, wifey on the pinky, chrome on the other hand. What are your shades? You didn't say your shades.
I said Our Legacy.
Oh, you did? My bad.
Yeah.
I got Sun Buddies. I got some menthols in. I had a Tropical Vibe Celsius. I have some Burt's Bees. It is so much colder up there.
Chapstick now?
Well, I want to make a point is that, like, okay, so that...
You've never been upstate, have you?
No, I have. I have. I'm a well-traveled guy. It's 3 hours away. That is like at least a difference of 10 to 15 degrees. So I was getting a little chapped. Okay. So I have the chapstick.
Okay.
And I have a now, a hydro flask full of Lower East Side.
My chapstick is mentholatum.
Well, that's your good Japanese shit that you love.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Menthol, camphor, petrolatum, essential oils.
You always have like 1,000 of those at your crib, like on deck.
Yeah. One of the things whenever I go to Japan, I get these, and I go to the hardware store and buy some like house tools,
right?
Like scissors.
Can you just buy those like on Amazon or online?
Probably,
but it is cooler when you bring them back from Japan. You sneak them through customs.
Well, they're like 80 cents for one of these.
Yeah. It's chapstick, bro. Yeah. That's the one thing. There's no inflation in Biden's America, unless chapstick at one point was like 20 cents 10 years ago.
A fucking petroleum product.
I'm wearing Hill City boxer briefs, RIP. I believe that is a full, very extended fit check and drink check.
Yeah. You can buy these you can buy a 2-pack for $4.
But that's
on buymejapan.com.
But you're paying those import duties, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's $10 on Amazon. So
$10 per joint.
It's cheaper to go to Japan.
Yes.
Buy a million of these and then fly back.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this boys only episode. It's going to be a fun one. Lawrence,
Chicago.
We got to talk about a Chicago recap.
Yeah.
We both really enjoy that city, that town, that region of the country. I think for like both similar and different reasons. But let's just go through it. So we flew out Thursday.
Yeah.
Like a late morning, midday flight.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 celebrity moments. One was being on the receiving end of the celebrity moment, the other being on the celebrity sighting moment.
Yeah, you had a sighting.
I saw Charles Oakley at LaGuardia.
Awesome. Big Oak, dude.
Which, from far away, he didn't look that tall.
Really?
So I like snapped some photos and I was like, am I being fucking racist? Because he's just like a tall black guy with like white hair.
You were like 90% sure?
I was pretty sure just from the beard and the hair that this was Charles Oakley.
Famously now banned from the Garden.
Yeah, I think he definitely fought it. I think he's allowed back now. I think he was at the playoff.
So.
I think he was at the playoff run last year.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Like John Starks and Ewing and everything.
Where was anyone because it's LaGuardia and he's in fucking and the season just started? Like were people like flicking up with him or like?
No, he was talking to some woman at Clear for like 10 minutes while I was waiting online for TSA, but or not 10 minutes, for like 5 minutes. But no, I think no notice him. I mean, it was pretty quiet. But yeah, that was my one LaGuardia moment. Which, by the way,
that. That's a cool guy to see. I mean, Oak that's a people's champ type guy.
I feel like 19. Did you just fart?
No. We're getting new chairs. When do they come?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like 1990s Knicks are like some of the only time I've been like truly starstruck.
Oh, your Starks moment, right?
When I was caught. When I was in the elevator, John Starks, I was like, Oakley. If I saw Patrick Ewing, I'd fucking shit myself.
Sure.
R.I.P. Anthony Mason.
What about Charlie Houston?
Charlie Ward. That'd be tight.
Yeah, for sure. Great two.
Derek Harper.
Charlie Ward, Heisman Trophy winner, dog.
Yeah. And the last time the Knicks had 3 seasons with the same point guard and coach combination was Charlie Ward. I guess Van Gundy.
Did I ever tell my Allen Iverson elevator story on this podcast?
No, you're at a strip club?
No, was that Complex? Dude. I was at Complex Media. We were still there.
A strip club in some other ways.
Yeah, stripping you of your dignity.
Just a lot of money being thrown around, wasted.
But I was taking an elevator down for a smoke break, and AI had just been, in the building. I don't know what programs or fucking YouTube shows he was doing, but he was talking to his people about the practice thing. He probably had been asked that question, right? That's what everyone wants to know. And what was hilarious is he's talking about like, yeah, they're asking me to explain that practice story. He's like, they think he's like, I've talked about it for years. They think my answer is going to change. And I'm quoting Allen Iverson. He's like, what do people think I'm retarded? And he just said that in the elevator. And I was like, oh, this is like a nice little Allen Iverson moment. Save that to talk about on my podcast that I'm going to have in the future. AI with the braids.
Damn, shout out AI. He just posted
AI with the slurs.
Shout out AI. He just posted a nice photo of him and Dikembe. Very sad.
Ooh, RIP. Yeah, we never talked about that on the show. RIP to the Mr. No. I guess can you do that accent?
No. All right. So that was me seeing Oak Man. And then we sit down. And you had a little celeb moment.
This is the craziest fan interaction I've ever had because it was so unlikely. I'm settling down in row 30.
22.
Oh, it's okay. 22. We're in steerage, sitting in the asshole. And the flight attendant comes up to me after I kind of get settled in. And she goes, do you happen to have a podcast? And I was like, yeah, I'm Lawrence. Nice to meet you. She goes, I'm Annie. Nice to meet you. And I'm not going to say how old I think a woman's age is, but she's definitely older than us. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, throwing fit. She goes, yeah, right. I love your show. And I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have expected you to be in the listener demographic. I'm just being honest. And she goes, I moved to Brooklyn a couple years ago, kind of like on a whim. She goes, I love clothing. She goes, and I love like men's clothing, but I don't really know a lot about menswear. So you guys are a great resource. And I was like, this is beautiful. And not that I'm not polite to flight attendants, but at that point,
bring out the sexy stews, man.
I was definitely laying the charm on thick. She was wonderful. And
I heard this kerfuffle because we were like kind of early on the flight, and I heard this like conversation going on. I'm like, Lawrence is already asking for beers.
No. Later in that flight, when she was asking me what beverage I would like, I asked for a Miller Lite, and she did not charge me, despite the fact that you do have to pay for alcoholic beverages when you're in the asshole.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But shout out to Annie, honestly. And I'm surprised because I said, oh, yeah. And like James is here. He's like sitting a couple rows up. I didn't know if she was going to then introduce herself to you at some point. But that was like, it honestly was what a great way to start the trip off.
Yeah.
Especially since like we're going to Chicago to like, shake babies, kiss hands, do a live program. That was like an awesome interaction. Dare I say, fan interaction that really just like set the whole trip up for me on like a super positive note.
Right.
But came out of total left field.
Shout out Annie. Shout out all our fans in the sky.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do what we always do when we take a flight. Which is the movies we watched or tried to watch.
Yes, my favorite portion of the podcast.
Go ahead, because you were already flying high, literally.
Oh, right. So I had seen a tweet on X. Some guy was talking about, he goes, FYI, Social Network is on Delta. And if you think that I'm on a Delta flight and they have Social Network and I'm not going to watch it, you got another thing coming, excuse me. So I was like, oh, let me see if he's correct. Boom. Pull up the Social Network and just fucking lock in, chuckling to myself, saying lines under my breath.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to watch my favorite movie to just keep these good vibes going. And what I would say to any of our new fans is that if you go to our YouTube, I believe there is an entire podcast about the Social Network under our old For Real franchise banner.
You're just like an angel.
Not in the movie though.
Oh, that's right.
Just in the trailer. But
I wish you would try.
I forget like how many of those we did, and it's fun because it's me, you, Chuck, and Sham over Zoom. I think we all have cabin fever. We're all drinking a little bit, and I think we just spit for 2 hours about the Social Network.
Yeah,
which I know Chuck and Sham love. I don't know how you feel.
I like it. I like it a lot. I don't.
Okay.
It's not like my favorite movie. It's your favorite movie of all time.
Fincher. I think it's in the top 4, which I'm morally opposed to doing. I don't do that on Letterboxd. But
What's your Letterboxd review of the Social Network?
Most recent one?
How many? Wait, you can re-review movies?
Yeah, you can rewatch.
Well, fucking.
Jenna asked me. She goes,
"What did Alan Iverson say?" That's what that is.
Redacted. I've honestly seen it 30 plus times.
That's why. Why? Why would you watch it 30 plus times?
Because I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. Free Army Hammer. My most recent review is just another of my top 4 mortal locks, even if I refuse to play ball, because I won't do a top 4 on Letterboxd, but it would be there.
Why would you re-review it? Who is that for?
No. Again, it's for me to like.
No, your profile's private?
No, dude, we're not having this discussion for that.
I'm just
for the 30th time.
It's absurd to me, like that one.
It's a tracker. I'm tracking my movies. So
okay, so why re-review it? I don't know. Did your thoughts change? No, it was just like still good.
Well,
rewatched 37 times, still good.
But to your point, I think there is somebody who follows me on Letterboxd that is probably like either.
Did Lawrence change his opinion on the Social Network this month?
Is it still his favorite movie, or people don't know? I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I did. What did you watch?
I tried watching Horizon, the Kevin Costner bomb. I lasted 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Bro, it is so bad.
Yeah.
Why are people shitting on Coppola spending his own money to make that passion project when Costner?
No, they shit on him too. They shit on him very heavily.
And there's going to be fucking 3 more or whatever you were saying.
I think so, yeah.
Bro, it is horrendous.
Well, I wouldn't know because I lasted 3 minutes and 33 seconds. I can't believe you watched the whole thing. Did you walk out of theaters?
I didn't. I lied. When it was on, not lied. Meaning I logged it on Letterboxd.
You fucking monster.
And I usually...
You should get kicked off Letterboxd for sullying the platform.
The only movie I ever admitted in my Letterboxd era to not finishing is I tried to watch Eternals, that Marvel movie.
Yeah.
With handsome Squidward. What's his name?
I don't know. I don't know what Marvel movie you're talking about.
It's who's the famous Indian?
The one by the Asian female director. That's the one you walked out of. I'm shocked, bro.
I mean, shit, dude. Not to be that guy, but maybe Asian females direct like they drive. That shit was fucking brutal, dude.
That joke was fucking brutal.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I probably watched. So it's like 3 hours long, maybe longer.
What?
Horizon.
I don't know. I lasted 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yeah, I think I did like a half or a third of it, and I was like, I can't do it. This is dog shit.
Sick.
Yeah. Anyway, 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yeah, I can tell. See, like I'm a good judge of movies and films. Like, but I need 2 minutes before I know if they're for me or not. And unlike you, I'm not going to watch it just to watch it, so I can make my racist jokes on Letterboxd.
First of all, I make the racist jokes on the podcast, not on
that. You do, my Jewish friend.
What was the second movie then to occupy the rest of your hour and 55-minute flight?
I lasted 2 minutes of Inside Out 2, which I do want to watch. That apparently it is very good.
Why?
I put it on Fitties for movie of the year.
Why'd you quit after 2 minutes if it's good?
I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Okay.
And I had scrolled past a movie that I haven't watched 37 fucking times and wasted my life doing that, but maybe I've seen it like twice before. Enemy of the State.
Yeah, classic, dude.
And
what year is that?
A great, like 99, 2000, 2002. This is a great movie to kind of have on in the background because I was on my phone the whole time.
Sure.
As one should watch movies.
Yeah, right.
it has like it's from this era of like early internet where they have like amazing graphics where it's like loading, and it's like a yin yang like spinning as
Awesome.
the videotape is being copied over. But the star power in this film was fucking bananas, and I'm not talking Big Willie style. I'm not talking Gene Hackman. I'm not talking John Voight. I'm talking Regina King, EGOT Queen.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something racist about her?
No, I was laughing about a lot of you motherfuckers must be named Gene the way you're a bunch of hacks, man. I just,
Lisa Bonet.
Okay.
Jack Black as like early internet nerd.
Nice. Perfect casting.
Seth Green, also like
Nerd.
fucking cyber guy.
Yeah.
Scott Kahn.
Oh, great, dude.
From the Oceans franchise. Jamie Kennedy from the Malibu's Most Wanted franchise.
B-Rabbit.
Who's now like a crazy Trump guy. Jake Busey.
Okay.
Remember, he's the big fucking, Gary's son.
No, there's a lot of Nepo. Scott Kahn, James Kahn's son, Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son. Yeah.
Gabriel Byrne.
Yo, amazing. He's in, I forgot, I'm doing a lot of spooky movies. I don't know if you liked Hereditary or saw it.
I haven't seen it.
He is the dad, and I forgot. Gabriel Byrne is honestly one of the most underrated, amazing actors. Irish?
Yep.
There you go. Shout out your other half.
One of the Sopranos goons, the guy that cries out for his mommy before Tony Soprano shoots him in the face. And my man, Barry Pepper.
Yeah. Pepper's getting a lot of airtime, dude.
He's the guy that he kills the senator.
Yep.
He's gooned up with Jake Busey and Scott Kahn. And he just fucking kills it as always.
He's great. Well, he's great in 25th Hour. Yeah, a very underrated guy.
Great in The Sniper, in Saving Ryan's Privates. Fucking legit.
That's a stacked cast too.
I think Enemy of the State's cast greater than Saving Private Ryan. Only person missing from Enemy of the State, Vincent Diesel.
Oh yeah.
Who's in Saving Private Ryan?
He's too busy. He's probably so. She said 99. What he's probably doing? XXX or Chronicles of Riddick.
Vin Diesel is in a film with Barry Pepper called Knockaround Guys.
What's that about?
A bunch of fucking wise guys go to like a small town and like take over the sanitation business.
Are both of them in Boiler Room?
Maybe.
Diesel's in Boiler Room, right?
Yeah,
but Pepper feels like a slimy, like a guy.
Well, watch what you say about my guy.
No, just because like,
what are you gonna call him next? An Asian female?
No,
fucking piece of shit Trump guy over here.
To atone for my racism, my flight on the way home was delayed because of some technical issue where they have to we got to go back to. Got to find a gate to go back to whatever. They got to fix something on the Boeing piece of shit. I ran back Remember the Titans, which I hadn't seen in a long time. And while it is such an after school special ass Disney movie, I was fucking tearing up, dude. That's a beautiful one.
Football movies get me on planes. The only movie I think I've cried on a plane is Gridiron Gang, starring The Rock.
For real?
Yeah. Like at the very end, when he's like, let's go out there and fucking win for the Gipper. I don't know.
On one of our European getaway. Well, Gipper is
getaways.
Rudy.
You call it
one of our business getaways. I had never seen this Hacksaw Ridge with Garfield. It's a Mel Gibson movie.
Violent, right?
What's up?
Super violent.
No, yes, but it's also he's the conscientious objector, but then saves mad people's lives. Yeah. That one had me fucking bawling, dude. Honestly, I know people. I mean, listen, as a Jew, I can support Mel Gibson if I want to. That's my choice. That's a movie, bro.
Great director.
I'm not going to argue with you. And a great actor.
Apocalypto, slapper.
Big slept on. Because, some people don't want to do subtitles.
Well, those people are fucking...
They don't want to... This is the people Philistines. This is the opposite of the people that didn't... I hope everyone tapped into James's fantastic interview. But yeah, the people that prefer to listen, they don't want to read.
What? Okay.
I'm just comparing.
Okay, so we landed O'Hare. And the vibe is immediately...
No, it's
twisted?
amazing. No, I mean, amazing? I don't know how you didn't see this. We both go to use the bathroom. Somehow, when I go
to the bathroom, I'm scanning for open urinal and I lock in on open urinal and I go there.
Well, while you were scanning for open urinals, what I'm surprised you didn't see is just the oldest man just peeing at the urinal with his full underwear and pants under his ass cheeks. It was awesome, dude. Awesome. And it's not like the full, obviously like the full, can you say special needs?
You've said a lot of things already.
There's the whole joke where it's like the dude just full on dropping trowel. He didn't do that. He definitely was meeting in the middle, but he just fully had his ass out of hair. It was great.
Honestly,
I couldn't believe you didn't see it.
You've been sitting for 2 hours, on the tarmac and everything in the air. Maybe you want to let them cheeks breathe.
Bro, those were
Maybe that's the way to do it.
Bro,
Get some air on those fucking things.
He was thawing out the fucking chicken breasts, dude. They were just fucking.
Were they flapping in the wind?
Oh, they were flapping in the Windy City, bro. I promise you.
You didn't have to go far after that because you stayed at an airport hotel. How was your hotel?
I pulled up to the Lowe's Airport Hotel. It just so happened to be MSO 2024, the Midwest Society of Orthodontists Conference 2024 annual session. I will say, a lot of talent.
Okay.
A lot of attractive female orthodontists.
How are the veneers?
How are the what?
The veneers.
I wasn't really like looking at chompers, but I was
looking at.
I was looking at beautiful babies, dude. No diddy. No.
Yo, can I just say real quick? So these are like see-through, you can like see my eyes.
Yes.
And you kind of, I don't know why I wore these today, but you kind of like forget. Like you kind of just assume you're wearing sunglasses. No one can see your eyes, right?
Not in this case.
And it is like, you forget that you don't have permission to perv out.
Permission to perv?
When you're wearing sunglasses.
Wait, is that the title?
Sure.
Permission to perv. Wait, permission to perv.
Permission to perv out. When you're wearing sunglasses, you can ogle and let your eyes wander. When I'm like biking over the bridge and there's like a two-wheeled Chowdy coming the other direction, I'm like, oh shit, they can see like what I'm looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
don't often wear sunglasses of this nature.
No, that's the question. How often are you ogling and perving out, dude?
When the sunnies are on? If the sunnies are on, I'm perving.
If the sunnies are on, I'm perving out.
If you can't see my eyes, you know that they're on the prize.
You know I'm about to hit the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, to like hit the group chat and know that I just saw.
Is that what you do?
A beautiful
You're
baby.
Like, hey guys, I just saw some cool tits.
What? No, I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to fucking
Purging it. I'm trying to riff. Bar? You're trying to bar out?
The hotel was it's one of these things where it's like,
So you're just staring at hot orthodontists.
Yeah, and there's it's a gigantic hotel. There's 1 million rooms. They put me on the fucking top floor. Thank you, Lowe's Hotel Group. And it's just like an awesome, huge, fairly affordable room, based on our budget. And I just like was hanging out there for like, I did, because bro, I get in the Uber to go to Notre, and like, while it was convenient for the flight, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in traffic for an hour to get to the one thing that is my obligation on this trip.
Yeah.
So I kind of fucked that up.
But did you not look at what car time was before you got in the car?
I mean, I had been talking to you about this and you're like, yeah, but like, Chicago with traffic, like if it's an off hour, it shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I was caught in fucking
off hour. You were getting in a car 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m.
Is that when rush hour starts? Does rush hour start like 4? What is rush hour? I thought it's like 6.
Bro, are you sure AI wasn't talking about you when you were in the elevator with him?
No.
I'm pretty...
AI with the braids.
Yes,
when is
5 o'clock is rush hour. 5 o'clock is like
5 to 6 is rush hour.
Rush hour is like 4 to 7.
So rush hour.
5 o'clock is like, you thought rush hour is 1? How many rush hour movies are there?
3.
Yeah, there isn't just one rush hour.
One rush hour movie for every hour that rush hour exists in real life.
Bro, you're a fucking
whatever.
You're such a baby. Like,
but the room was fucking nice. The hotel was.
You
nice.
are such a travel baby. It is kind of crazy.
What are you talking about? I'm totally fine. I was doing my own thing. I was fucking locked in. The issue that I had is that I was only staying at the airport hotel because of my weekend plans, which then changed, and I already had the hotel booked. So then it's like, then it's completely fucking pointless.
No, I had to do I had to do the hour-long drive into the city. I just did it like before you to get to my hotel.
So that's my thing. I understand you're going from the airport to the hotel. That's going to take some time. And especially if you're in fucking LA or Paris, it's going to be like half of your fucking afternoon just waiting to get from wherever the airport is to like any city center.
Let's walk through your process here. You're at the hotel. How do you decide what time to leave the hotel and call a car to get to Notre?
Okay. I got in. I was mingling at the bar with the orthodontist.
How many bevs do you have?
At lunch?
Lunch.
Yeah, but else gonna. Well, yeah.
Okay.
What time did we land?
Like 2.
Yeah. So I got a turkey club, a couple Modelo's.
How many Modelo's?
3. Hung out with some hot orthodontists. Hit the fucking room. I'm like, okay, I got like an hour nap in me. That gives me then like a half an hour to like get up and like get ready and like, shake off the cobwebs. But then I was allotting an hour to get down there, and it took the full hour. I showed up like low-key a little late.
6:15.
No, I was supposed to meet you when?
6.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm just curious. How did you decide when to get the car?
When I woke up from that nap, before I take the shower and get all gussied up for our fans, I looked at what the situation was there, and there was already traffic. So I was like, okay, I need to give myself an hour.
Right.
And then the traffic only got worse, which is why I was 15 minutes late.
Got it. So you do that. I'm just confirming that you do the thing where you look up how long the drive is going to be. Okay. For a second there, I was like, you just freestyled the fucking car.
No. The big thing for me is when I land, I'll be in the Uber for an hour. I get to get to the hotel. It sucks to be I land, I go right to the hotel, and it's the thing that I have to do is now not the errand, but again, the obligation is that's an job. The job, the getaway, the business,
the post 3 beer lunch job.
I slept that off. That was just, bro. I'm just
4 beers. Miller Lite counts as a beer.
A Miller Lite might as well be, as we've stated, is.
Then don't have it.
They should let children have Miller Lights.
Don't drink it then.
It was free. No, it was fine. And then anyway, we get to it was totally fine. I didn't miss fucking, sound check or anything like that. So
I was just curious.
And because you stayed, could you walk to Notre from your hotel?
I was considering it. It was a 30-minute walk, but I took a car. But Chicago traffic is fucking brutal. But I didn't. Yeah, I got in. It was an hour drive. I was a little hungry, trying to need something to nosh on. I was like, yo, I need Chicago dog. I love Chicago hot dogs. I didn't want to go to the Wiener Circle. I didn't want to get a chocolate shake. I didn't want to get sexually harassed last time while watching someone else do sexual harassment, kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
it feels like
that's what it is.
For those that don't know,
dinner and a show.
If you go to this place called the Wiener Circle, they have 2 shticks. One of them is the people working the register, usually women, they will just berate the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They'll just mock you, tease you, yell at you. They'll take your order and they'll serve you.
They're bullying you, yeah.
And when I was there, she was like, I'm gonna put this pussy on your face.
She liked you, dude.
Yeah. If you then
and she pulls her tits out.
Well, this is shtick number 2.
Sorry, my bad. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is for those that don't know, that want to. You're not saying at the hot orthodontist conference, you want to see some fucking yammers.
And you have some dark sunglasses on. Though I guess you're encouraged to ogle in this case.
So you order chocolate shake and you tip $20 or so.
Yeah.
And the chef will stop cooking. He'll go over to the lights and he'll put on a light show, meaning just flip the lights on and off and on and off and on a million times and bang his spatula on on the metal grill. And then the woman at the cash register will lift her shirt up and you just full frontal and just fucking jump up and down and I don't know. Also just continue to mock and berate you.
It's truly if you were an autistic version, this would be the best way to go out, dude. It's a fucking seizure off the light show, but get to see some titties IRL and then your brain is hemorrhaging.
Seeing some tits while getting yelled at, this is a nice Jewish boy's dream.
Oh yeah, I guess if you're a glutton for punishment, I mean, I low key am. You think so? Is that because of mommy issues and shit?
Because you're mommy.
Because of mommy. My mom was a great mom, so I don't really have those issues.
I'm not saying.
I have other issues.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying it's probably because of that.
So you didn't go to the Wiener Circle. You went to some other spot.
So I'm like, I'll walk around. I'm in the middle of downtown, and I get in the elevator with the bellhop, and I'm like, yo, do you know this place, Luke's? And he's like, oh, that place is good. It's really cheap. It's where all the whole staff goes.
Oh hell yeah, that's.
And I'm like, that's the fucking one. Walk over. It's disgusting inside. There's homeless people nodding off in the corner. There's people playing fucking video.
This is under the L, right?
No. Videos at full volume on their phones. And I'm like, this is gonna slap. And it's been around since 47. They have photos of fucking Al Capone and shit. Although he must have been long dead by now.
Photo of Al Capone where he
Al Capone syphilis, white Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, hell yeah, all the classics.
Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah, every
Fredo Santana,
every cultural RIP, every cultural
Lil Dirk shooters.
Yo, fucking, is Lil Dirk gonna go?
Lil Dirk's travel agent.
That's what we call a business getaway, dude. So it was good. Did it slap?
Yeah, bro. Always trust the bellhop's recommendation.
Facts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the dirtier the place looks, and we talked about it to the J Key and every food person. It's yo, if it looks like shit, it's gonna be good.
You just get a standard or you get all.
You got the Chicago dog. It's that neon green relish, a pickle,
raw onions,
a tomato, mustard, and
sport peppers.
The little banana, not banana pepper.
Sport peppers, they're called, I think.
Sport peppers?
Yeah, I think that's what it's
super
called.
vinegary.
Yeah.
Oh, my mouth's fucking watering.
You just get one, or did you put down 2?
Just one.
Okay.
Then I went to the 7-Eleven.
Oh, and the roll is probably what poppy seeded, right? This is the whole thing. Yeah.
And then went to the 7-Eleven and got some potato wedges. and toothpaste.
You got fucking food at a 7-Eleven?
I was like still hungry. I was
That's
like
playing with fire before the live show.
I wanted to get some nuts, and then the potato wedges looked fire.
Okay, I got 4 little ones here for you if you need them later. That's a crazy pre-workout for our show.
Versus 4 beers and a turkey club and some fucking chit chat.
So all right, tell me. Let's talk sandwiches real quick, right? For a like light lunch, like to get the energy to do the live show, I had never really thought about. I'm like the turkey club is like the perfect like filling but light lunch in terms of sandwiches.
Okay.
And I just had never thought about that. And I think that I'm going to be more of a turkey club guy moving forward, assuming it's on the menu. It like kind of hits and you feel good. You don't feel like it's like not going to get a burger for me personally before a live show. That's going to like put me under.
Right.
But the turkey club, I'm just saying, I feel like it's underrated.
The 3 beers though, those won't make you sleepy at all.
Well, the fact that I got the turkey club enabled me to indulge with my new friends, my new beautiful mouthed friends, and
your
get
3 Mexican friends.
Yeah,
Modelo 1 through 3.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Anyway,
Fire.
Okay, so we go to the pod.
Go to what?
We go to the pod.
We go to Notre, where we podcast with a head of collab and senior customization design.
I can riff.
Leo Gamboa. You have it?
No, I'm saying if you want to actually find it, because it is like
I don't.
I mean, we talked about it last week. It's hilarious.
Gamboa. I mean, he basically was like, yo, I'm the head of collabs. Everything from like, concepting who they could be with to kind of like facilitating their actual happening to the marketing to like the product to the references to the research. Fucking soup to nuts. And the work speaks for itself. The Levi's collabs.
Yeah.
For the last like 2 years now. I think the first one he worked on, which I didn't realize this, was the 194 local piss jeans, which we were in LA when those dropped.
Yep. The ones that got away.
We were throwing our party during the 194 release event. Otherwise, I would have been there securing myself a pair fucking expeditiously.
Those are like, I feel like they've come up a bunch and like, I like them, but like, I feel like for you, that's like a denim grail.
I like weird denim, I think, more than you. And that's like, to me, that was a great instance of like, I don't know, just, kind of a collaboration. The sum was more than the total of its parts.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And what I don't know if because there's no afters for this because it is like more of like the shorter Friday Fiasco pod. But one thing that I thought was really interesting, I don't know if you have any like things that we could talk about after the fact that didn't get touched on the pod, was that a lot of people, or a lot of his job, and this is how I perceived when he's talking about the collaborative process, a lot of people like come to Levi's and almost like have to pitch Leo on like their history with, obviously you want your partner to have a relationship with the brand so that the collab is not one of these dime a dozen dog shit collabs, which we do talk about. But I was surprised how many people, and again, this is my perception, come to him being like, yo, we'd love to work with Levi's, and have to like convince him to like basically be brought to the next step. I was surprised.
I didn't get that.
Oh, really?
He was like, oh, collab has to be authentic. And we're like, Leo, shut up. What does that actually mean? He's like, well, one of the first things when I'm meeting with someone is like, what's your Levi's story?
Yes, that's what I mean.
That is more, I think, like, do you actually fuck with the brand, or are you just trying to do this for like, financial reasons or because
clout,
you need
or whatever,
or clout? I didn't get it as like everyone's like lining up to kiss the ring.
No, but it's more of like I think that's an amazing way. More brands should use that vetting process where before we even get started, what is your story with this brand? And obviously, like you can't fake that if you don't have it.
That's why he's there.
Yeah. The line outside felt good. It almost was like a fucking tier 0 Nike drop. It felt like at Notre.
Yeah, I was like, we have to sneak Larry in ahead of this line since he's so late. What the fuck?
No, but it's cool to see people. I think that Chicago menswear scene, like, and we met so many amazing people. And thank you to everyone who came out. And it was a great pod. And I think
great event.
And everyone is going to enjoy. Who didn't get to hear, or maybe wants to listen again, is going to really enjoy it on Friday. But dude, it's just there's not enough for the Chicago menswear guys, right? So I'm not trying to say that we're doing charity, but it is awesome I'm being serious, to come into town and get to do something for a community that clearly is so hungry for things like that.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And that feels really good.
Yeah. I had a moment, well, 2 moments really that stood out to me was this couple, shout out Gabe and Ashley.
Shout out Gabe and
Ashley.
Ashley.
They drove 3 hours from their school. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that when I met
3 hours.
them. 3 hours?
6 hours round trip.
Jesus.
I was like, you guys should fucking just stay at the airport hotel.
Yeah, right? Larry knows a place. You want to get your teeth cleaned?
Well, one, seeing Gabe wear the TF pants IRL, that was really cool to see. Just like to see them out in the wild. He buffed out the crease. He was wearing them with a Legace workshop tee.
He buffed out the crease.
And some Legace clove sneakers.
Yeah.
Looked fire. And he was there with his girlfriend, Ashley, who I thought she knew us like through Gabe, but she didn't like know that much about us. And we were like just talking about like stuff I'd done. I think like my career path. I don't know. And she's like, yo, how old are you? And I was like, yes.
Nice.
And then she flipped it on me and goes, do a dance move, which I think is like a genius way to like guess, to like flip it on someone to guess their age.
To carbon date a boomer.
So I panicked and I just fucking dabbed.
Dude.
And she goes, 28. And I'm like, whoa, no.
I feel like the dab makes you, well,
even older,
millennial.
Bro, like 45.
Yeah, for real, dude.
But she taught me. And look, I was playing a little 4D chess. I was like, oh, is the dab like ironically back again?
No chance.
A little bit, like how the stanky leg is. She taught me a new dab move. She taught me a new dab move.
Please,
that I might have to. I mean, I'll always give her the credit if anyone were to ask. I'll cite my sources.
We're calling it the Ashley.
This is the Ashley. Ready?
Oh, little misdirection.
Fucking good.
Dude, that would be a great home run celebration.
Like truly. If Aaron Judge ever fucking puts wood on ball, maybe you can do that. But maybe so it's okay.
Asking a woman to guess your age, I will say it's funny that this came up with Ashley because I was having a conversation at the Studio Nicholson dinner that we were both at. Shout out fucking our friends at Studio Nicholson, Felix, Nick, and
Marcus.
It's great to see you guys. I love English people. I feel like English people love us. That was a great night. But I don't know how.
Shout out Gallagher for ordering a burger at the prefix menu.
Gallagher gets astray every episode.
The short rib and the phenomenal halibut just wasn't up to par for, when you work at the Great Lady, I guess.
Before I make my point about the age thing, do you think that our friends, and obviously we have different groups of friends, but some of our mutual friends are like their industry peers and colleagues that obviously we're very close with. Do you think there's any part of them that like worries about hanging out with us and then doing something that then they could get lambasted for publicly?
Yeah, that's why I always try to stop you from reading text messages out loud. You like, yo, that's a private conversation.
Reading a text message that is maybe funny or adds context to a story is one thing, but calling out a dude who goes to the beautiful prefix dinner and then is bold enough to go off menu, I don't think I would even do that. I've never done that, and I don't think I would deign to do such a thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Unless they have chicken tenders.
When have I ever been like, I'm a tendy guy? Or you just make fun of my palate?
You have a palate of a child.
Okay,
got it. You're a huge tendy guy. What are you talking about?
So I was having a conversation. I do love tendies. I was having a conversation at the dinner where it was like, if I'm out partying, I'm obviously a married guy. I'm not on the market. I'm loyal to the soil. I'm a down-ass bitch, 10 toes down. What I do love, though, if there was ever going to be any fucking repartee with a member of the fairer sex, I do love to ask that person to try to age me.
And what do you normally get?
I normally get like honestly, dude, I'm at this point where if anyone goes 35 or younger, no one's saying 28 for me. Let's be clear.
Felt good. I'm not going to lie.
Anyone who hits me with I'll take 35. It feels great. But that also is like probably like a weird thing that I shouldn't be doing when I'm out. Hey, nice to meet you. How old do you think I am? Yeah. But that is funny.
How old am I? Where are the chicken tenders?
I guess she asked you.
Nick. Oh, Ashley.
Ashley asked you,
right.
So then you're just like playing along versus like me being like, so I have a question for you.
That's actually what you do?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it usually will come up because people will be like, oh, you have a podcast, like whatever. Like why are you at this club as a 37-year-old married guy?
Are they sure they're asking you in the tone like, how old are you?
Dude, like we've said, I'm a non-threatening, so I'm very good at talking to women because I have no agenda, and women love talking to me. We talked about this. I'm not getting chocolate shakes like
denying
over here. I'm not paying for chocolate shakes.
I didn't pay for that. Someone else did.
Someone paid for.
We were there when we were there. Some other group of guys and girls were there, and they went up and paid for it. You thought I paid for the chocolate shake?
I thought maybe Nick granted because he was with us.
No.
Okay. Yeah. The show. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, I think the way that this should come as no shocker. The way that like you and I like do our mingling, if you can even call what I do mingling, is like the perfect example of like the difference between us. I'm assuming you were
doing
up
at the bar.
So you
You post up at the bar.
But here's the
Or
thing.
within grabbing distance of the ice bucket.
Yeah, but it's also not the bar. It was like the register. And by the way, it was awesome to see how like people were like, okay, you come for the live show. You come to like chill and like do like the kind of like like the welcome reception of like hanging out, get some drinks. People are meeting people. It's great. The show happens. But then the amount of people that were shopping after the fact, I was like, this is how it should be, right? You're in a great store. You just hopefully saw something that inspired you, not to like do a capitalism.
That's why I said at the end, I was like, yo, by the way, registers are open.
Yeah.
10% off if you like and comment on Larry's Fit.
But I was definitely in the way and like making the wonderful staff at Notre's life harder. But it was cool.
Shocker.
But it was cool for me to just post up, and it made me realize that you had a complete, offhanded comment that you made to me earlier.
Wait, did you think that the people are lining up to talk to you and not to just buy their clothes?
Well, there were people doing both. It wasn't like free complimentary Larry Dapp with every purchase. It wasn't like that. But like you said something very random to me. I forget if we were talking to some of the show goers or fans or whatever. But you were like, yeah, dude, you're saying this to me. You're like, you love Chicago because Chicago is just a city of guys and you're a guy. And it's just like, it's like, while I've never lived there, I've never spent a significant amount of time there. It does feel like a homecoming, no Kanye, but like it is like I am just a guy in a city of guys.
Yeah.
It's where I'm kind of like maybe meant to be, dude.
Okay.
I don't know. It just feels like home I'm a guy. I love guys.
I really like Chicago. The joke is, 75% of the city for half the price, whatever,
right.
Or whatever it is, half the city for 75% of the price. I don't know. I like Chicago a lot because it is just guys, and everyone talks about the Midwest, right? And like Midwest kindness,
yeah,
and like the Midwest chattiness and da-da-da-da-da. And I experienced the extreme version of that where I got to the hotel, kind of rewinding a little bit. I got to my hotel, just been like an hour in fucking traffic, wanted a dog, wanted 3 beers, but I didn't drink them.
Some self-control.
And
learn a lesson.
And I'm waiting online to check in. And every like desk clerk is like occupied with someone else. And I can hear the conversations and it's just like, yo, just check in.
Oh, they're having like a full blown.
Oh my God, my son is at Ohio State and he thinks he wants to major in chemistry or should maybe major in. And it's like, yo, like I get small talk and being polite. Yes. But like, why are you sharing your fucking life story and trying to like make best friends with these people to the point where it's actually rude? Sure. Like there's a line formed behind me because all these people are like, we're thinking about like maybe doing this for Christmas, but Granny's a little sick, so we might have to go to her. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about with the person that's trying to, you've already checked in your room, you've already gotten your keys.
Yeah.
Just take your shit and go. You're now being rude to the people behind you who've traveled all this way, which is inherently like exhausting and shitty. And now like you're making our lives worse just so because you feel obligated to like do your little Midwestern fuck shit with the another person.
You're talking about the double-edged sword of the Karen. Obviously, people are familiar with the real negative version and the rudeness, which is yelling and berating staff. But there's the other side of that coin, which is being so cordial that you're now fucking up everybody else that needs to also talk to that staff person because you're being too nice and sharing too much personal information that, quite frankly, nobody gives a fuck about.
Right.
So I feel you.
And I like Chicago guys.
The Karen paradigm.
Yeah, I like Chicago dudes. And like all the people that pull up. Because I think Chicago's like a mix of like it has that Midwestern like kindness.
Yeah,
but it's people that do live in a city where you are like sharing limited space, limited resources. So there is like it's kind of a nice balance of like city mentality and like Midwest kindness. So I will say that. And like, I do really appreciate that. And it is fun just like hanging out and chatting.
Did you get a lot of, in those chats, did you get a lot of rec yappers who are like really trying to like lay on the full itinerary? And it's like, bros, we are, and not that they know this, but it's like, hey dude, I appreciate this. I'm leaving in 8 hours.
A little bit. And it was just like, like I'm getting dinner with a friend after this and then just like going to sleep.
Yeah.
And leaving Chicago.
Yeah.
Because we were there for less than 24 hours.
Yep.
It would be amazing if any brands out there listening, if fucking Deloitte or
any of the big four.
Any of the big four. I mean, that's the other thing that was funny was like all these guys that are like dressed appropriately to be at a Notre Levi's throwing fits event.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, so what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
Or I'm in like,
I'm in medical tech.
Yeah. I'm in sales. It's like,
yeah.
What? Like, you're not like a content creator. You're not like a fucking creative director. Like, oh no, I have an actual job, I have an actual salary, I have actual responsibilities. It's like, yo, how nice are you on the fucking spreadsheets?
Though, shout out my boy Elliot, who is a content creator and then also has a real job. I guess he's moving to New York for his real job, but he does content creation on the side. He like has a creative pursuit, along with the office job. Like, I feel like you could do both. Can you be an accountant and then also be like, yeah, I got my fucking menswear TikTok account on the side. Like that's the Midwestern menswear type of guy?
I don't know.
Doing both, dude?
I guess we know of one. But everyone else like, I'm in a 3-way conversation with that guy Elliot and someone else, and the guy's like, oh, I'm an accountant, and Elliot's like, oh, the Big Four. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, yo, when was the last time you touched a mouse? He's like, not in 2 years, broski.
If you work for the Big Four, like there's New York offices too, right? There's got
they're everywhere, but I think it's like,
that's the hub.
No, but you get like a place there.
Okay.
There's a bit there, like Diageo, the liquor brand, has huge offices in Chicago.
Okay.
That's probably the last time I was there, not for TF. Was to go do some meetings with like Bacardi and Def Jam. I was sick.
Another one of those business getaways you hear so much about.
Work trips. Yeah, for sure.
Business trip. Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago's great. We were there for, again, less than 24 hours. If any brands listening, any of the Big Four, any Diageo brands want us to fucking come out and hang and do an after party with La Bump, we're down.
Was a shout out La Bump. Always appreciate the hospitality with the teas, boys. Even though you stole our IP, which is fine.
Totally fine.
Which
not the first time.
No.
Not the last.
Wherever you went out with your friend, because I went out to dinner with the Levi's people and I want to talk about maybe the best meal I've had in a long time. Was your place worth shouting out? Like, would you wreck it?
No, it was just like a burger joint. It was totally fine. It was just like, it was utility.
Right.
It was just like, what's open, what's between us.
Yeah.
Meet there.
Right.
But you had yourself.
Oh, dude. Well, I had been talking about how I was going to go to Gibson's and do my Gibson's thing. And I'm more than willing to do that dolo and just kind of like decompress after like, a lot of fantastic mingling and fantastic live potting. But I had been getting a lot of recs. No, people then kind of that listened to the show or that I was like talking to that night, knowing that I had one meal. And shout out bigyikes.jpg, Worldwide Global Entertainment Enterprises LLC. Those homies who are fantastic were like, yo, if you have one meal in Chicago, you should go to this place, Avec. They have a West Loop location, which was within walking distance of Notre. And
it's funny. I got a few recs because we were talking about like, yo, send us recs because maybe we do have a free meal. The Avec recs were rolling in.
Right. So that had been mentioned a bunch. And I was like, oh, okay, it's Mediterranean, whatever. Not that I don't like that, but I had my mind set on, a big fucking juicy piece of meat. No diddy. But the Levi's team Molly had made a rec. Shout out Molly, had made a res. So we go to Avec and bro, I don't know if it's because I do eat like a baby or like I don't
double fry in the tendies,
dude. This fucking place, and I guess it is like a new institution. Anyone who's going to Chicago, I couldn't recommend the place more highly, and I'm sure everyone who is a Chicagoan knows that this place, like, bro, everything we got, and we got a ton of stuff, this is the one, it is like a share type, not tapas, but there's small plates and large plates.
There's a pizza, it looked like.
Dude, this pizza was, I want to shout two things, right? The pizza it's called a curry squash, KURI. Pizza with fontina cheese, Fresno peppers, and garlic crisp. And it was like, I'm not going to Chicago. I don't want deep dish. I'm not going to try to wait online to get the Pequods thing as much as I would like to try tavern pie. This was kind of like the perfect pizza to have in Chicago. And then I have to say, dude, we got these chorizo stuffed dates with bacon in a pepper tomato sauce that was spicy. Maybe the best bite that I've had all year. It was that fucking good. I could not recommend it more highly. Even if it wasn't like a free dinner situation, I would have happily paid for that whole thing for, I think it was 5 of us. It was, and maybe this is a personal problem and people are like, oh, Avec is whatever. Like, what, dude, this really, it blew, like I said on Instagram, blew my fucking cock off.
That's great.
Dude. Yeah, it was amazing. And I'm sad that you got to miss it, but hopefully we'll be there again soon. And then, bro, Avec, I guess either location. This was the original in the West Loop, but holy fucking shit, dude. That's amazing.
Good. Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Flew out early the next morning. Fucking, I guess you had trouble on the way out. I would say anything notable happened.
Just the fucking delay, which was like, My flight situation was just a mess.
I know you've had bad luck on flights recently.
Yeah. So, it is what it is.
but then you and I, like we mentioned, we had a little weekend getaway where I went straight from LaGuardia. Shout out Cadillac. Picked up the CT5. Fucking
how is it?
Zoomer.
Is that what do they call? Is that a crossover where it's like not an SUV?
No,
Or
it's
is
a
that
4-door sedan.
Damn, dude. Okay.
In the sexy, kind of like olive green, but then it like brightened in the sun.
Wait, so you packed for your upstate trip? You brought that shit to Chicago because you hopped right in the whip. Oh,
yeah,
damn. Okay.
And I went to the Henson, which is in Hensonville. Yo, if you're planning on an upstate little weekend retreat, I cannot recommend the Henson more. And I've stayed at a few of these like fucking like bougie, trendy upstate boutiques. This one blew them all out the fucking Finger Lakes. Fuck Scribner's. Fuck. Yeah, bro.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Scribner's is the most popular.
I think it's an OG one, but like I went and got a drink there and I was just like looking around, just like, yo, it feels callback. It felt like a very like 2010s Williamsburg. You know, it's like light pine and like black metal.
Okay.
And like the drinks, like there's like a smoky drink where you like light some fucking wood. And I'm not shitting on that, but the Henson, you know, it's kind of light on the amenities. There's no pool. There's no sauna or anything. It's like a big house that kind of got renovated into, I think, like a 15-room-ish
How's
hotel.
the crowd, bro?
The crowd was chill. Shout out the homies that recognized me from throwing fits. They're respectful. But like for me, well, one is proximity, just like to a lot of good shit. But that's like kind of everywhere in upstate. But
that's a weird place to like when I do run into people on vacation that not that that's part of that's what we signed up for, but it is weird when it's like, you know, like it doesn't it feel a little more invasive, even if people are being polite. It feels weird to me when I'm like away somewhere on vacation where you're not thinking about work, you're not in work mode, and then someone wants to have like a kind of worky kind.
Well, they don't want to have a work conversation, but it's like an inn, right? It's like there's like I said, 15 rooms. So you kind of like I think do kind of like befriend or like start recognizing, right? And you chat with like people that are also there the weekend. So there's no getting around it. And you know, this guy's like, "Oh, are you Jimmy from Throwing Fits?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And then we just chat.
James, nice to meet you.
Whatever.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Whatever. We, you know, it's at breakfast. Like we're chatting a little bit. Just like, "Yo, what do you think of the place? What do you got planned? What are you gonna do around here?" The Henson, fucking incredible. And the best part, honestly, shout out Fabian and Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, the homies
who did hook it up. They run the restaurant Matilda, which is on the premises, and of the whole Fabian Jeremiah empire, the whole F&J, fucking the sun never sets on the
F&J music food group, excuse me, major food group.
The sun never sets on the F&J empire. You know, we were at Bar Contra recently, Tusk Bar,
Smack.
Wild Air, the fucking
Smack.
OG. I mean, they do the menus at like a bunch of other places. This might have been my favorite meal of theirs this year in a minute. I mean,
the coup de grace.
Yeah. Kept it mainly seafood.
Okay.
Also, the drinks are fucking fantastic. The desserts, which are Fabian's specialty, are delightful.
He's a maniac, dude. He's a maniac in the kitchen, in the laboratory, dude.
We ate there both nights.
Oh, damn.
It was like that fucking.
Because you wanted to try like more stuff.
Yes. Do the whole menu. And like, obviously, you know, I cannot recommend the Henson. And if you stay there, definitely it's dinner at the Matilda, excuse me. And they have a spot like down the street, the Dejun Luncheonette, the Gardenaire store, the Instagram store.
Yeah. So what the fuck is that, dude?
What?
No, because like Gardenaire, I've bought I bought like the gardening shorts that I think I wore on the pod one time, not to do any gardening, obviously, but like they have so it's like a real store with like, do they sell like tools for gardening? Yeah,
they sell like Japanese gardening tools. They have a collaboration with Todd Snyder. The apparel is actually like a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
A lot of like skincare, candles, like perfumes. You would love it.
Did you buy anything?
No.
Is it all
the
like
clogs, the clogs that everyone knows, like,
clogs? Yeah.
It's like a 2-minute drive down the street.
I can't believe they have a fucking store.
Yeah. I mean, upstate New York is like almost not a parody of itself. I think there are some pockets of upstate. Like I went to Hudson, and I think like places in Hudson, the vibe in Hudson, New York is very like, yo, you are like, oh, I'm a maker.
Yes.
It is very like Williamsburg 10 years ago.
And then
I think
it's a post-COVID like Right? Didn't this, not that it was never this thing, but hasn't it only been turbocharged because of people leaving
and
Brooklyn?
I think there's a spectrum of like, kind of like millennial cringe, like, oh, like, sweaters and fucking small beanies.
Yeah.
And you still get like, oh yeah, fucking stewed rabbit. And just in the food and the aesthetic, like there's shit that was like 5 years ago.
I see what you're saying.
Like
it's
right
moved.
before COVID. And then I think there's pockets of kind of like stuff that is maybe more contemporary. And I think Henson Matilda is definitely that. It was kind of crazy seeing where it's less like Instagram bait and more just like beautiful.
Like influencers like staying there, maybe comp to create content about the Henson, right?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's less IG bait.
Sorry.
And Instagram bait. Although I did see some TikTokers in action where there was like a TikTok boyfriend had to like film his girlfriend like walking into the room and like sitting down with a teacup. And
how many takes?
Just one. She's a pro.
Okay, she's a pro.
Let me just say this. The lighting at the restaurant is like very dark and sexy and nice. It's not like Instagram lighting.
Right.
Like a lot of restaurants now, like they have like a spotlight on the table so you can get your fucking flicks off and post them, whatever.
Totally.
Yo, have you ever seen this where people bring like the portable LED lights?
I haven't,
over
but
their
I
food?
know that that's a thing, which is crazy.
Insane.
Like you just like a chick pulls it out, the purse or a guy pulls it out, and it's like
fucking nuts.
That's
like turning on your flash. I think is like now just borderline rude. This is like, you brought these lights, you brought equipment, you brought set design,
you brought a studio to the restaurant, dude.
Fucking crazy.
But if it's, dude, I don't want to defend these people, but if it's, well, if you were like comped to go out there and like give a review and the client wants the content to like look as good as it can be, is that then not like part of the unwritten kind of contract that exists from the creator's end?
I guess this gets into the kind of the politics like marketing versus like just quid pro quo, like what JQ was talking about, where it's like, are you giving a review or are you like marketing this place?
But to your point, if you see a good review of Matilda, it was absolutely earned because it's the real fucking deal.
If you're hearing it from me?
No, if you're hearing it from anyone at this point, because I'm sure people are up there reviewing Matilda on their food TikToks, but you can believe everything that you've heard about that place because it's that good.
Yeah, it's like this, it's like you enter this small little world. It's like everything just fucking smells like fire and like beautiful grounds. Just like walk around and I had a great moment on night one with dinner. So it's game one of the World Series.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to a couple and like and he hears me explaining baseball.
A mansplainer heard another mansplainer was like, I need to jump in. And I need to.
Yeah. This is the first time they've met since 72. No, I don't know. And so clearly he's like, oh, you checked the score. I'm like, oh, 0-0. It's like early in the game.
Wait, what rule were you explaining about baseball? I'm just,
I forget. It wasn't the rule. It was just kind of, maybe it was just like the best of seven.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So whenever my dining companion would go to the bathroom, I'd like be watching on my phone, right? And then he'd like look over and I'd fucking like, I'm the third base coach. I'd do hand signals to him.
You were signing?
So I'd be like, oh, second inning.
Okay.
Like, 2-1.
That's some real guy shit, dude.
And then when his lady would go to the bathroom, he'd get on his phone and he'd be like, watching and out of the corner, just be like, yo, 1-0. It was a real, the older I get, the more like I have friends with kids, the more I realize that those 90s beer commercials are so fucking factual.
You're just living it, dude.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I brought a pumpkin, and there's just a little TV in there, and you're watching the game. Oh, I gotta go check on the casserole, just fucking with the fellas, cracking Bud Lights.
Guys being dudes. It's real. Yeah. It's real. That's a sweet moment to share with just two bros passing in the night, signing the score of World Series Game 1, dude. That's beautiful.
Like, dude, we're fucking deaf, just enjoying like, yo.
Larry. That's fucking sick. I mean, obviously,
just throwing up gang signs across the Matilda.
Not the result you both wanted, but ultimately, but you know what? Who cares about the result? You made a memory, dude.
Yeah. And again, backs against the wall, right where we want him. How was your upstate weekend?
Here's the thing that
you don't strike me as an upstate guy, except for the real tree camo and the fleeces.
I told you that like the one thing that bugged me out as I'm like coming back from Chicago, obviously coming off that high, but then having to like immediately like pack up and head out of town with a bunch of people. They're like, yeah, I think we're going to do a hike. And I was like, and obviously Jen is relaying this to me and I'm like, okay, a hike. Like how long is that going to be? And Jen was like, I don't know.
Get your gorp, Larry.
she's like, yeah, something casual, like, 2-3 hours. I'm like, 2 to 3 hour hike. And I'm like, what do you, so I brought, and by the way, the hike never happened.
What'd you bring for the hike?
Okay. What did I bring? I brought Kiko Asics for the trail.
Okay.
I brought
For the trail.
I brought like a kind of no name, maybe wigwam, but some like thicker sock, thinking that like, I don't know.
Ugh,
No?
mistake. You get
Sweat
blisters.
because of sweat. Oh, really? But no, the thicker sock has more padding in the toe and the heel. That's
More
what,
friction.
oh, interesting. And then all right. I had another fucking Carhartt physical comedy moment.
There we go.
But then I was like, oh, I'll hike in jeans.
Yeah.
Which is that's normal, right?
I hiked in jeans
So there you go.
in the silver tabs that I wore to the Levi's event.
Yeah. And then I had this fleece. I'm like, I could wear this on the trail. And if I get hot, I could like take it off. And I brought my Satisfy. What I got a lot of mileage out of is the Our Legacy Satisfy running, that thermal that we both have.
Oh, yeah.
Because that shit, not only is it like a cashmere blend?
No.
Okay. It's something.
It has a little silk in it.
But it's not synthetic. That's what's.
I play tennis in it. Silk is not synthetic.
You didn't sweat your face off? I guess, playing tennis upstate in that.
No, I played tennis like last week when it was like 45 degrees.
Oh, yeah. It's honestly, so I was like, let me get my base layer. And then, yeah. But anyway, so, right. If Larry's in Carhartts, there's going to be some three.
Wait, what Carhartts were you wearing? Detroit jacket?
No. I have a double knee jeans. I think I wore them on the pod recently.
Jeans.
Right.
Car jeans.
But I'm just saying, if Larry is in Carhartts, he's not doing Carhartt shit. He's being,
some whoop, 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 shit's about to go
there's
down.
going to be some fucking Three Stooges level comedy. So what happened in this case was, this was a big weekend for the dogs, having a lot of our dog and our friend Matt and Claire's dog. Shout out Poppy. The two dogs love each other. They don't see each other as much as we would like. And the
dog's name is Poppy?
Poppy.
Like
Poppy.
Oh, not like, because you could be in some neighborhoods in New York, you'd be like, yo, Poppy.
Oh, no, not like Big Poppy David Ortiz.
Okay.
No. So at one point, I just, everyone's hanging out at like picnic table, drinking, chilling, but I go to reach down and get the dog, and I completely split the entire ass crack of my Carhartts.
Wow, you're like
completely in half.
You're like an old man at O'Hare Airport, bro.
Oh, for real. Thank God. Shout out my mother-in-law is a master seamstress, and she loves when I bring her my damaged vintage denim primarily to fix.
She's gonna repair the denim?
She has already repaired those pants before.
So you're telling me.
But literally fully comical, split right up the ass, dude.
Here's the silver lining that I'm hearing, Lawrence, is that you actually do so much hard living in your workwear that it can't contain you.
No. And everyone was like, ooh. Everyone's like, oh, damn, Larry.
Ooh,
like,
Hill City boxer briefs.
No, everyone's like, no. Everyone, like, because I put the pic on Instagram because it's funny, but like people are like, ooh, juicy booty, Larry. And I'm like, no, my ass is so flat, it's sharp. It like cut through. It was like, it's a knife.
Were
Dude.
you wearing Real Tree Supreme camo boxer?
No, but that would have been fucking incredible, dude, if I was. Yeah, dude, got the stolen valor under the stolen valor.
Well, you didn't have to go on the hike. That's good.
Yeah, but here's my takeaway from being in the Catskills and being upstate for the first time in a long time. And again, maybe this is me like just eating like garbage. Normally, the food, every meal I had was, I don't know if it was Matilda level because I haven't had the pleasure of eating there, but like, bro, I was blown away. Whether it was you had been familiar with Urban Cowboy. Yeah. Honestly, like, wow, amazing. We went to a place called
you know what? I think this is because like
it's the ingredients.
Here's the thing, Lawrence. Yeah, vegetables are good.
No,
vegetables are tasty.
Bro, I eat vegetables.
I'm not talking about lettuce, tomato, onion on your Jersey Michaels.
No, what about broccoli and a chicken and broccoli fried rice platter? Does that count, the broccoli?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, the Catskills, like when you go upstate, I think like, when you go on these weekend trips, there's a huge emphasis on food.
Oh, I think that's like the whole point,
what
right?
else do you do?
Yeah. Well, I was surprised also like how, I don't know if I thought because of like the house that my friends bought, congrats to them, where like the whole thing was they're like, we have no neighbors. I didn't realize that like, that's nice. You have a big piece of property, but that doesn't mean that like we're going to have to drive an hour to eat an amazing meal. Like Urban Cowboy, amazing. We went to this place, Peekamoose, fucking incredible. And then we went to a place called Dandelion. And a lot of these places are the restaurant at like some like fancy glamping establishment.
Right.
But these like, I think it's just I forgot that in my heart, bro, I'm a lodgeman, bro. I love a lodge.
You're
like
a logger.
Yeah, dude, I'm a straight up logger. There's not, I just feel at home in a fucking cozy lodge, dude. I don't know. And I was eating good. So honestly, it's just like just some of the three of the best meals that I've had all year came within a span of 48 hours. And I was just not prepared to be just so blown away with everything that I was ordering.
That's great.
It was awesome.
What do you do if you didn't hike? What do you do?
We hung out a bunch, a lot of extra competitive Uno. And then just hanging out with the dogs and just relaxing. And honestly, that for me, and it's kind of funny, I got back this morning, that like relaxing, and obviously the drive doesn't help, but like there's nothing more exhausting than a relaxing weekend away. I don't know if you feel that way.
Was it a hard drive back for you, sitting playing Passenger Princess?
No, not necessarily. I don't know. It just takes maybe it's because I am like, because you are like just,
how much, what was it? Was it a lot of drinking?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's probably why.
It's probably that. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys get around?
We had a zip car. My friend Claire and Matt, they have a fucking Jeep. So we had cars.
Like the whole Didi situation is like wild to me.
Well,
I'm assuming that you guys did something.
No one was
resembling it.
No, no one was doing anything out of pocket. And I don't even know, like, can you get Ubers up there?
So I have before, but it's really hard, especially when there's like big weddings in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So like the second night, we're trying to get to dinner, and they're just like no Ubers. No Ubers, no lifts. Had the whip, obviously, but I was like, well, by the way, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm going to do No Booze November. So okay. I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of on my last weekend. Like, I would like to, enjoy some of like the cocktails at
Grand
Matilda. Great house beer that they make with a local brewery. So it was like, I was like, you know what? Like, fine. If we can't get a car by like $6.50, of course I'll drive. No issue. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Have a beverage, come home.
Right. Responsible. Please drink responsibly.
Please. But I was able to, I befriended someone else at Matilda, shout out Cliff, on night one. And he was like, I was like, yo, am I bugging or did you have a cab last night? He's like, yeah, I got you. Here's the cab driver information. Here's what you guys text them.
Nice.
So I'm like on the phone with her texting. She's fucking stressed. She's like, I'm down a driver. There's so many weddings. I'm going to the vineyard. I can maybe get to you by 6:45, but no promises.
I'm stressed.
But I'm like, okay, but if you get us out there, can you get us back? She's like, if I drive you out, I'm bringing you home. And I'm like, thank you. Salute.
Thank you, Vin Diesel.
Thank you.
No, I guess. And
wait. So,
sorry.
Get in a car with this woman.
Answer your question.
Get in a car with this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because the DD situation is like, sure, you got to do it, but it's also like, it's not ideal, right?
No. No one's first choice.
And they're like, why are there no taxis? Like, that's so crazy. There's no like taxis or anything. She's like, well, let me tell you why. And she goes on this like wild screed. I mean, and there are a lot of Trump signs like all around the area.
We drove past a nice little, it was supposed to be a bipartisan like link up for parental rights, which I don't know what that is. That like,
is that an abortion thing?
No, or like maybe, no, I think it means more like, what are they teaching the kids in school? Gender neutral bathroom type shit. But what's hilarious is like, as we're driving up to this fucking, not protest, this gathering, it's like this whole.
You're going there?
What? No, we're driving past.
Oh, okay.
But as we're coming up to it, the whole thing is like bipartisan unification for parental rights, and then it's just only Trump people.
You're telling me this partisan is bi?
Yeah. Like there was like and of course it's probably like a fucking smokescreen, but it's like I appreciate the effort, but there was only one side of the aisle was present at this gathering.
Well, this woman, she's like, we're like, yeah, like. You've been up here, like, why are there no cab companies? That's crazy. Feels like there's some high demand for it. She's like, well, let me tell you why. There's this fucking vampire squid buying up all the property, kicking out all the locals. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Yeah, like the guy that like bought like the ski resort around here and just like is totally doing it. She's like, yeah. And let me tell you this, like it's 80% Republican up here, but he's a Democrat. What do you think is happening? That's right. I've got the videos. I've seen what's going on. It's the Communist Party. And I'm just like,
wow, dude.
Yo.
You left the door wide open for her though.
I know, but I didn't know.
Wait, you think she might be right?
She's like, look, I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's Republicans. I'm not saying it's Democrats, but I've seen the videos. And I'm just like, oh.
What does that have to do with the availability of cabs or Ubers though?
What does anything have to do with anything, Lawrence? It's the fucking commies.
Yeah.
Better dead than red.
True.
Fucking pinko.
But to your point about like DDing or whatever, like what I didn't realize is that at least in Big Indian, that's what it's called. Those are not my words. I'm just reporting the news.
Just a big Jew saying Big Indian.
everything is so close. All these great places. Like, I don't think we were in the car for more than 10 minutes to get.
So drunk driving's totally doable.
That's not what I said. All I'm saying is that I was very surprised at the close proximity of all these amazing restaurants and resorts to each other.
Okay,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now
I think because you're near a lake, so like everything's kind of like near the lake.
It's possible.
I stayed at Urban Cowboy, another not great. Well, you talked about it. Come on.
Well, it was we didn't stay there, but it was a delicious fucking meal.
Yeah, that was I went there with an ex-girlfriend and during COVID, and I think it was our first meal in a restaurant. It was like that early in COVID.
Must have hit extra hard.
So it was pretty good. It was just a lot of fun. It was very fun, like eating with the mask off and like looking around and seeing other people eating.
That's a small menu place where they like change it based on like local fresh ingredients like every day, but like at least what we had.
Every day?
That's what they said. They changed the menu like daily. It was fucking incredible.
That is a very, to go back to like this point I keep saying, is that's a very 2010s Williamsburg place.
Yeah, for sure.
Where like it's like, oh, there's a bathtub in the room with like coffee, and I did order a milk bath when I was there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Was that shit fucking fun?
Not really. You're just like sitting in a bathtub with this big pitcher of cold milk that you just like lift up and pour all over you.
Were you able to predict crimes that hadn't happened yet, like Minority Report?
No.
Like the triplets in the milk?
No. Minority Report, you mean your joke up top?
Oh, damn, dude. Honestly, that's... Yo, if Larry's on the mic, the pod is a Minority Report.
What's that?
I said if Larry's on the mic, the pod's about to be a Minority Report.
Sure. Yeah, I'm glad that you realize you're an upstate guy, even though you don't have the clothes for it and are scared of hiking.
That's not I'm scared of hiking. I'm just like, I don't want to hike for 3 hours.
It's just walking.
You did a hike.
Well, there's varying levels of hike difficulty.
No, I know.
I'm sure that you guys were going to you guys were just going on a flat trail,
with the dogs or something.
Walk around the lake.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but it seems like a crazy. Like, because if you're going to commit to the hike, you're not gonna do it for 20 minutes. You're gonna do like an hour. That just seems like
it's like an afternoon activity. Yes.
Yeah, but like there's other activities I would do.
What would you rather do for 3 hours?
Play a very extremely aggressive game of Uno.
Watch The Social Network for the 49th time.
Oh, that's 2 hours. That's a 2 hour commitment right there. Perfect play movie.
We are back though, back in fucking business. Yo, something that was dominating headlines the day that we got back, or the day that I got back, because you got back today. The Timothée Chalamet lookalike competition. You have some thoughts here.
Yeah, well, it just to me, and not that, of course, I would expect the people who threw this lookalike competition to know this, or Timothée himself to know this, but it just and this is maybe, or definitely Larry centering himself. My first thing was like, damn, dude, Jonah Hill Day's flow completely fucking stolen, word for word, bar for bar. Where you're a celeb, you see some good shit happening around your name and likeness. All you got to do to create, if you are an A-lister, to create a headline is just show up and be a man of the people, and that's what Timothée did.
Okay, I saw the similarities.
This is a New York thing, by the way. This can't happen in LA, but this is a New York thing.
I saw the similarities, and I was like, oh, like, should I fucking, like, real ones know who did it first? Type 2. And I was like, no, that's fucking whack as hell.
We also don't want to take credit for any Jonah Hill shit anymore, I don't think. Off the record. On the record.
Sure. Well, now on the record. I mean, I was like, that'd be whack as fuck to be like, yo, they stole our whole shit. Yeah. No offense.
Is that cool that you think, like, are you... Like
they did steal our whole shit. Obviously, these fucking NYU students that put this together were babies. They don't know
for sure.
They've never been to kinfolk. They probably don't even fuck with Jonah Hill at all, or never did. And I was like, yo, I can't believe you want to talk about this. That's fucking weird. You want to say that?
Do you think? Well, whatever. Do you think that in your estimation, personally speaking, does that make Timmy's approval rating go up or down that he did that pandering move? I thought it was cool that he did it.
I think up himself, but then the amount of like. To me, I was like, oh, if Jonah Hill Day had happened at like at the ubiquity of like social media and video posting now, because when was that? Like 2017?
The second
16?
one is the one that he came to, so I don't remember.
What year is that?
I don't. I could look up like should I look up one, because we got press on this. I can, if you want to,
Yeah, so that to me, I'm not blaming Timothée or thing that he fucking decided to like what year?
2018.
Yeah, I don't think he like yanked Jonah Hill style at all, or swag at all. It's just like.
It's just
the coverage around it is certainly getting annoying, and the fact that GQ, Vogue, fucking everyone had like photographers already there made me think like, yo, everyone knew Maybe it was planted or known that Timothée was going to show up.
Oh, definitely. Also, the big narrative too that we haven't talked about is the whole fucking cops versus twinks, that fucking war that was happening.
Bro,
that's crazy.
Shout out police brutality. They finally did it right.
What hate criming these twinks?
If there's going to be police brutality and it's going to be at the Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest, I'm all for it.
The frailest people that cannot survive any type of police brutality is this crew, dude.
Yeah.
They're not built for it.
Yeah, shout out 12. You got one.
But that is just like, I mean, I don't know if you give a fuck about like the Dylan biopic or Marty Supreme, but like, yeah, man, just Chalamet has the fucking city in a chokehold, dude. Like I know you have your Larry Davids or Tracy Morgans, but like, is Timmy like pound for pound, which he has none of, is he the most famous New Yorker? Because he's fucking
from New York,
or just like even person like posted up living here as a resident right now. I know he's from New York, but he's that dude.
Probably.
It's crazy
because we talked about Jonah, where it's like a lot of celebrities don't live in New York because they don't like the density of it. They don't like the proximity of like other people. They want to, probably because they grew up in a place that wasn't the norm, unlike Timothée.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't think he's like out here. I guess he does live here.
Yeah. And what I would think is like, if I'm a celeb, which I'm not, and I never will be, but like, isn't it? And all our New York, like our biases aside, as like either original New Yorkers or people that have put in their fucking 10 years to get their New Yorker card.
That's not it.
What is it?
No, I just don't believe that.
So I'm not a New Yorker.
I didn't say that. I don't.
No. I'm just asking totally innocently. I'm not trying to like.
Are you a New Yorker?
Yeah.
Ooh. You root for the Red Sox.
That's one sport, dude. Yo, by the way,
that's a big fucking thing.
By the way, can we just, I don't want to jinx it, but yo, shout out the motherfucking New York Rangers, dude.
Yeah, shout out the Rangers.
They look fucking good.
It's hard when the person's from Jersey. I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
It's hard when the person's from Jersey, not
Connecticut.
Not because I'm saying like, oh, you're.
I understand.
I'm not being like xenophobic. It's
right.
like, well,
you can be xenophobic against people from New Jersey.
You're right next door, and Jersey pride is such a thing where it's almost like you can't have like
Bruce.
You can't claim both.
I don't claim, but I'm not out here claiming.
You claim Jersey
pride
all the fucking time.
I don't. Do I? No way, dude. Yeah. My thing is that if
do you think you're a New Yorker?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely don't have any Jersey pride. My thing was that if I was an A-list celeb, I'd rather live here because people fucking leave you alone unless you are showing up to your own lookalike contest or you are showing up to the day a podcast named after you to kind of pander and get those fucking headlines and clips off and to make you seem like a man of the people, which is then obviously good for the box office.
Yo, I'm also online. Speaking of Jonah Hill.
And kind of, a New Yorker celebrity because he has a crib.
Who are you talking about?
Leo.
Let me transition first before you make your joke.
That wasn't a joke. That was
speaking of Jonah Hill, his best vaping friend, Leonardo DiCaprio, was in the headlines right before he left for Chicago, day of, where he was spotted with some bode shopping bags. Still in like the heather gray V-neck, the fucking newsboy cap, the mask, the cargo shorts.
You hate to fucking see it.
I don't know what shoes he's wearing, like flip-flops?
Yo, well, that's the thing, because his thing, right, he was an investor in Allbirds, and I don't know if you looked at the Allbirds' demise will be studied for generations. Yeah. That's crazy.
Forget Arc'teryx, they're the new dead bird.
They are the deadest bird. My thing is that I don't want to fucking be there, because I don't want another Evan Kenori situation on our hands, where I'm sure there are a lot of listeners that have spent their hard-earned money on their beautiful Bode collection.
Bode boys.
Right. I don't know about, we're not Bode boys.
Real quick on Evan Kenori, I was watching the Vivitch. Yeah. And the father William and Caleb. I'm like, yo, this is the Evan Kenori lookbook. Like, all these motherfuckers look like Noah Johnson now.
Yeah, dude. I wonder if fucking Robert Eggers is like a fucking Evan Kenori guy, because all the shit, all those, and honestly, dude, does that not prove why, like, I think you can be critical of Evan Kenori with the whole burlap sack core fucking thing that pissed everyone off. It looks like the Vitch wardrobe looks like Evan Kenori because that's the kind of clothes he makes, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, DiCaprio.
Would thou like to live in expensive clothing?
Dude, yo, shout out fucking Black Phillip, dude. It's your fucking season, baby. Also, I was would be a fire name for a rapper.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Black Larry.
Him being Leo shopping at Bode is just perfect and like kind of like.
Well, okay, let's be clear. He was shopping for his 24-year-old girlfriend.
You think so? Oh, you think he was getting treats?
Who was like, she was like tying her shoe and he was like holding her bags.
Oh, those aren't his shopping bags. I just saw whatever hit the fucking Instagram, which is like Leo with the fucking bag in his hand, where like people are like, look at that, Leo at Bode. Like it's a cool thing.
You know what's funny is that I forget which pod with Jonah, he was like, yeah, I don't wear Bode anymore because it's so obviously Bode that I don't want to be the guy that walks to the room and they're like, oh, look, it's the Bode guy. Because now he's also like, at this point, you're going to see another guy trying to be the Bode guy.
And that was 6 years ago.
I was like, that was during COVID.
Okay. Either way, that like, I don't want to sit here and just shit on Bode. Emily's a nice person. We went to one party one time that we were invited to.
I hate Bode so much.
I probably dislike the river more.
The bar?
Yeah, that to me is
too heavy.
It's just
everything's too heavy. Here's my issue with the river. I hate bars that are like crowded, but everyone is ordering like 19 ingredient cocktails.
Yes, totally. Like clusterfuck.
Tequila sodas, beers, glasses of wine. That's it.
There should be
pre-batch your shit.
Absolutely. That's on the restaurant. Yeah. If you are ordering a cocktail, a mixed drink, I'm going to need, and it's a crowded place, I'm going to need you to stick to 2 ingredients maximum.
That's the equivalent.
And 1 garnish.
That is the equivalent of being the nice Karen that's like, oh, hey, where'd you get your hair done? Oh, blah, blah. It's like, yo, fucking transaction bounce. That's it.
Absolutely, dude. Life is about
read the room. If the bar is 5 folks deep and you've been waiting, 30 minutes to get your drink, don't contribute to the problem.
Mm-hmm. As we've well established on this podcast, life is transactional. Let's not fucking make it more complicated than that, people. Right. Get in, get out. I just like that. To me, it's like Leo, while a goat, dresses so uncool, and Bode is a brand to me that like I've never wanted to own or buy into or necessarily big up. So for me, the synergy there seemed like that Venn diagram was a circle.
If Leo started dressing, okay, 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
As Leo is your goat.
No, he's not. He is a goat though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you love him?
Do I respect the craft? Yes, absolutely. I think he's fucking phenomenal at his job.
I respect the craft.
Yeah.
He talks on camera. Okay.
Bro. All right, continue. You're trying to diminish Leonardo DiCaprio's acting chops right now? Truly?
If Leonardo DiCaprio started trying to dress cool, and whether that means Bode, what if he's pictured with like bags of like I'm trying to think like Our
Colbo?
Legacy or
Okay.
Colbo bags.
Sure.
Then bags, right?
Yeah.
How does that, if he starts to try to dress cool, how does that affect him in your mind? And then if he actually starts, like, is him dressing like shit almost part of the appeal around his, like, I don't give a fuck, I'm above all this.
I think I'm more the latter. Even if I would love to see him supporting like retailers or brands that like we're friends with, and I'm sure all of those people would be stoked that like someone of that caliber would be like aware of what's going on or fucking with their vision. I want Leo to be swagless because that is the swag, right? I don't want him to dress cool. And I don't think
what if he does dress cool? What if he starts showing up in like small talk and vintage Levi's? And
I'm not mad at it, but like that's why I'd rather it be like a brand like Bode that I have no fucking stake in at all, because then I'm like, oh yeah, kind of feel like I've been proven right, or that my opinions or my unpopular opinions were kind of justified.
How's it feel to not be wrong but early? Feels pretty good, right?
Fucking it does, dude. God damn.
Welcome to Jimmy World.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
All right. Last point of business.
Mm-hmm.
Former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries, who, bro, if you want to forget scary movies, just look at photos of this guy.
He's the elephant man, bro.
He kind of looks like Madonna. I guess
bad fillers.
So like filler now, I think like we're seeing the long-term effects of early filler, where it apparently leaches into other parts of your face.
Yeah.
So you can't drain it. It just like is in your face forever. It's forever chemicals, forever plastics in your face.
This actually, it's funny you say that, because upstate, the whole group was talking about how good Christina Aguilera looks. And the whole thing is that I guess the thing you can do now is, so you got fillers from an era where like it wasn't as sophisticated. They aged poorly. They were saying that she had these bad fillers. They've been removed. Then you get like work done with the current fucking, level of medical and cosmetic science and surgery that we have now. And people are saying that
Many people are saying
she looks good as fuck right now.
Okay.
But she obviously had to, like, Mike Jeffries should have gotten those fillers removed, is I guess the point.
I think at a certain point, you can't control it. Is what I'm saying. Like leeches, it goes. It's no longer local. It kind of like fills up your whole face.
Spread.
So this monster.
Truly.
Speaking of fucking Guillermo del Toro directed movie,
Inside and Out, monstrous.
Arrested in sex trafficking. I guess he was enticing young men to potentially be Abercrombie models, but
Right.
yo, come to a Mike Jeffries party. I'll fly you out.
Yeah.
And then they would just get drugged and raped.
It's crazy that it took this long for whoever was the FBI, probably, right?
Sure.
That to acquire the evidence, because like this is the thing that like they already got Bruce Weber. There already was the fucking weird like Les Wexler and then Epstein connection, and you had the doc obviously on Abercrombie. Everyone has known about their racist and fucking body shaming hiring practices. Like it's crazy that it took this long for this guy to get got.
Yeah. And we've all, like you said, we're all familiar with like the horrendous shit that Abercrombie's done. I forgot, and we were like going through a few lists. I forgot, and I wrote one for Complex 10 years ago. I forgot one that I thought was really funny.
Hit us.
Well, funny in a twisted, terrible way.
Sure.
That Abercrombie forced its employees to wear Abercrombie and Fitch, but Abercrombie, the teen.
Their Abercrombie is the preteen arm, and Abercrombie and Fitch was for adults.
Okay, so Abercrombie employees, corporate employees, actually two things about Abercrombie. Abercrombie employees, the preteen brand, had to wear Abercrombie clothing. So you had grown men and grown women having to squeeze into like
that's a tough
preteen sized clothing. And imagine like trying to lead a fucking meeting, and then you're like your jeans split in half, like you're Larry at the lodge.
I guess they were hiring people that like could feasibly wear clothes made for fucking preteens because of the terrible hiring practices. But that's crazy. Well, and you know why? Because and I only know this because I unfortunately was complicit by working at Hollister, but like the whole thing, because in my mall we had in the Garden State Plaza we had
Dirty Pride,
we had Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister, and then what was it, Rue? There was then the high end brand.
I never wore that shit.
Anyway, Rue 17 or something.
What?
And they hadn't even higher end. It was like Abercrombie. If we're going up, it was like Abercrombie preteens. Then you have Abercrombie and Fitch. Then Hollister is for like,
this is Abercrombie. Actually, okay.
This is even more high end, but the branding is different. So like, you can't be working at Abercrombie trying to sell Abercrombie baby tees if you had then Abercrombie and Fitch on your body, because that's technically like a different brand.
And then
so I get
the other thing about Abercrombie, the preteen brand, is that they were selling thong underwear with like sexy sayings on them, like eye candy
for like 12-year-old girls.
And wink, wink, which, I guess it gets a little dicey here with not wanting to repress women sexuality.
Well, they're not women if they're preteens. They're children. They're young girls.
Lawrence, when do you think women can start wearing thongs?
Honestly, great question, James. I'm gonna go with
let's police their bodies real quick.
Yeah, because I'm qualified as fuck. Like if I had a daughter,
as the father of a daughter, as the father of a Jewish daughter.
When is Georgie old enough to wear a thong? If my dude, 16,
bro, 16. Come on. What is this fucking?
What about you?
What is
you gotta wait to wear a thong? You have to be able to vote.
Jenna of Lawrence.
Wait, so you're saying you have to be old enough to buy a beer to wear a thong, or old enough to vote to wear a thong? Oh yeah, 16.
No, for me, I think. Oh God!
What are you gonna say?
Why do I open this can of thongs? I think women wear thongs earlier than 16.
That's not. We were saying, when do you think they should be allowed to?
Earlier than 16.
Okay. 12?
When?
What do you let's ask Chat GPT. 12 is crazy, dude. 12 is what grade? 12 is like 8th. 12 is like 7th grade, brother.
Yo, thongs have been around since ancient times.
Yeah, for Greek boys.
No, Asia, Africa, and Europe as early as 42,000 BC. So if you're 42,000 years old, you can wear a thong.
Damn, dude, the thong predates a lot of fucking inventions, dude. That was like, they low-key. Well, honestly, okay, let's do a different type of conversation. Not what I would consider the sexiest underwear, personally.
Let's not have that conversation.
What's your favorite type of underwear to see on a woman, James?
All underwear. It doesn't matter.
Wow, great answer. I was gonna
no underwear. Actually, probably underwear. You don't want a yeast infection.
I'm a boy shorts guy.
Well, that's because you're fucking gay.
I just want to leave something to the imagination. But I want to see some cheek.
Boy shorts are not in underwear.
That's a style of underwear, 100%. You not listen as a man who worked at Hollister selling underwear to children.
You're thinking of oh my god,
boy shorts is a style, dog.
Yeah, you're thinking of Cameron Diaz and Charles Angels. I get it.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
No.
Yeah, you're thinking about it right now.
Well, now.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. It's this is why Inception is one of the hardest crimes to pull off.
We're about
Leo told us
we're
about
about to get fucking arrested by the FBI for some.
All right. Shit. The final point on this that I
want. Yes, make this point.
Okay. This is the one thing that I feel like no one talks about. Right. This era of Abercrombie and Fitch.
And what are you talking about? What era are we talking about?
Late 90s, early 2000s, right?
Yes.
I think we could all agree that we are talking about the most heinous company, like top down, right? From all the shit that we've mentioned. And yet there is this hyper fetishization that is happening with collectors and archivists and even people that like want to like just wear cool vintage clothes where like they are fixated on the Johns that come out of this era. And of course we can separate the clothes from the whatever fucking, evil shit was happening. But that's like a weird thing that like no one seems to feel the need to reconcile, where it's like you want the vintage cargos, but to be clear, like the people that, and you're buying them secondhand, but like this is coming from the most evil company of all time.
I don't know
at that time. Okay, that's not true.
Okay, yeah.
Coming from a very evil clothing company.
It's a good point, and I like it. And as someone that like never really, just was not even aware of Abercrombie because it just was not.
You're a yellow rat bastard guy.
As a New Yorker, it just wasn't really a thing.
No.
Like I had cousins that came from Texas, and they're like wearing Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm like, what is that? And like, it's Abercrombie and Fitch. This is like the biggest brand in the world. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So to go back to the hyper fetishization of it, I've never really. I'm like, well, I don't. First of all, it seems like too soon and too familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it just happened.
Yeah,
feels like, kind of this like all American normcore. And there's some aspects of it, and some people that are doing it in a cool way. I think like Raymundo and Tristan.
Oh, for sure. Well, they're recontextualizing it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's apples and oranges because we're talking about like one brand and one instance. But for me, this was like during like the hashtag menswear days, where it's like, oh, like when men were men and harking back to like the golden age. It's like, yo, it's kind of, you're saying some MAGA shit right now.
Yeah.
It's like this like proto MAGA where it's like, oh, like when things were better in this country.
Well, I do think the point is that this was a mall brand, right? Because you, as a cool New Yorker, you're not aware of it. Like, I guess.
Why am I a cool New Yorker? Why am I not just New Yorker?
Okay. I think that's kind of like inherent. My point is that I guess those clothes were like made really well for like it being a mall brand, which is like how the menswear guys that are obsessed with it now like would justify like buying a pair of those cargos from 99, even if like it is also then like just an aesthetic thing where that's cool again. Like it's like they're like crazy well made, and like I don't know, I think people even argue that stuff was manufactured at a like higher fidelity than like maybe some like way more expensive menswear brands like today. I don't know if that's true or not, but like that's what I hear.
I don't know. I mean, it is a really good point, and I don't know. Why don't you?
I'm just talking about it ethically.
How about next? If you're gonna listen to ethics, tap in with this guy to my right. Why don't you next time someone's talking about how fire Abercrombie 90s, early 2000s, was like, hey man,
silence is violence.
You know what? Mike Jeffries oversaw the production of a T-shirt that featured a Wong's laundry service. Two Wongs don't make a white.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Though I did make the point that you clearly could not wear that on the street, but there's probably people that like have that shit. And like, I wonder if you could like sell that as like a weird artifact grail from that time for like that shirt, because it was so racist and caused such fucking justifiable like negative headlines. If that has become like a weird collector's item,
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
Also, I'm sure you can buy that T-shirt on Amazon for $5.
Final point that touches on a lot of things we talked about. Your cousins or whoever being like, do you know about the coolest brand in the world? And you're like, no, I live in New York. We don't have this shit. The high-end brand was called Ruehl, Ruehl, number 925. And this is hilarious. They were selling, the whole store was themed like a New York City, Greenwich Village, like cool, artsy, Jack Kerouac, like beatnik head ass, like loft. And they were
sounds like a sick lodge upstate.
Yeah. And they were selling, the whole thing was they were selling that like downtown New York look to fucking tourists and Jersey people. So they like understood that they probably had
all the time though.
but that's them understanding that they didn't have that market in New York. This is before the Broadway fucking flagship and everything, right? Where they become like a massive global brand for better or worse. So they were like peddling New York cool to bridge and tunnel people directly through this brand. And we're talking like these were like $300 jeans.
Wow.
And I think probably like salvage and shit.
Did they invent indie sleeves?
Honestly, dude, it's very possible. And by the way, I don't know if Aaron ever has said this on pod, but there was like the generation, my friend Nick Maggio, who's a director now, he worked at the campus in where in Ohio is that shit? Columbus. Every like person that he's told me like during that era that was there, like actually was like the coolest motherfucker. You have to move obviously to Columbus like to do this, but like it was all like crazy talented, like what probably people think of like RAF level concept design people were working at Abercrombie. So it's like the talent was there. None of these people did sex trafficking, I believe, though, to be clear. So maybe we can support those geniuses that were working in Columbus.
Your friend was saying that there was a Ralph Simmons level genius.
Ralph Lauren.
Oh, sorry. I thought I said Ralph.
No.
Ralph Lauren level geniuses at Columbus, Ohio.
During that era, which is why the product was so good.
Okay.
If you ask a menswear TikToker who's buying cargo pants on eBay today.
All right. Well, speaking of indie sleaze, I want to throw it to our fifth stroke, Sham Nirvana. Sham, take us out.